Johnson back at you, wide open Wednesday edition of the program. You know when you think you're going to sneeze, it sort of stops the sneeze from happening? Unless you're on the radio. No, I almost had one just a second ago. I was like, oh, Mario, you might want to turn down the mic. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. What a way to start the show. Always riveting over here on the neutral ground. No, it is a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. We don't take that lightly. We don't just throw it out there because it rhymes. All right, we throw it out there because it rhymes, but it also means something. It's wide open. You're the show producer. Maybe there's some topic you want to discuss, something that's not being discussed enough. On Wide Open Wednesday, you've got super carte blanche. It's your program. Dial us up. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X, at the controls. Mario, we're going to make it a daily thing. You're going to have to come up with some, theme music. I'll kind of get some script going, get the voice guy to script it. Mario's shirt attire for the day.
Ha, that's a good idea. I like that.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday you had on the Pelicans fleece. Last week, I remember a week or two ago, you had it was something LSU academics oriented.
Yeah,
what was it?
The Manship School
t-shirt. Yeah, the Manship School of Journalism. Exactly. Yeah. Nothing to do with sports. Today you got on the purple and gold polo with LSU on your chest.
Yes.
The traditional gold letters in that block LSU print that they're famous for, that is trademarked.
Yep, just your basic purple and gold polo.
So I'm going to get an intro going, get some little voiceover work. You can put some music behind it.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Mario's attire.
What's Mario's fit today? Yeah, we'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. No slant rhymes. It'll all rhyme. It is Wide Open Wednesday. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. Dial us up on this Wednesday. Love to hear from you. The Department of Homeland Security has launched Operation Catahoula Crunch. Seriously, like Operation Desert Storm. Like, people sit around and they probably come up with like a top 3. And then they whittle it down. It's probably more than that. I mean, it's probably people throwing out a bunch of names. And Jimmy, shut up. That's the name. That's so dumb. Move on. Martha, what's yours? Operation Desert Storm. Oh, we like that. Let's keep going. So I guess you get these government officials that sit around and spitball, and then finally something sticks. The immigration sweep of violent illegal aliens. That's what it's supposed to be. The immigration sweep of violent illegal aliens. The Department of Homeland Security, ICE, it has launched. The operation is called Catahoula Crunch. That sounds like the cereal of choice for Kim Jong-un. Catahoula Crunch. Catahoula Crunch with some cold milk and a little sugar, or your favorite sweetener. An outstanding North Korean treat. The cereal of choice for Kim Jong-un. Catahoula Crunch. Anyway, federal agents have started immigration enforcement in New Orleans and beyond, allegedly already making some arrests. I don't know if this is low-hanging fruit. This just seems sort of obvious and overtly obvious. They raided 2 Lowe's and 2 Home Depot parking lots. The Lowe's on Elysian Fields at Florida Avenue, the Lowe's on Vets in Metairie, and the Home Depot in Laplace, and the Home Depot in Gretna. Not just low-hanging fruit there. That's all that is. There's a video that it's funny, but I'm not like a proponent of this, or, you just got to kind of roll with it. Some idiot. I mean, the guy's a total moron. He's got a pickup truck, and he drives to like a Home Depot, and he gets a bunch of migrant workers to jump in the back of the truck. And it's like in Los Angeles, and he drives to like literally like the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, like headquarters, and just lays on the horn. And like the people just jump out the back of the truck and just scatter in every direction. I mean, anyway, you have to laugh at this stuff. It's like laughing at yourself, because that's what we're doing. We're kind of laughing at ourselves that we're tolerating this. And I'm talking about not the illegals, the farce that is the roundup of the illegals. Violent criminals, my God, that it doesn't matter if you're a citizen or you're an illegal. I want to get the violent criminals. That's obvious. I just think this sort of, Catahoula crunch. Hispanic-owned businesses are getting prepared. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, you live in Kenner, brah. Tens of thousands of Latinos in Kenner.
Yeah, I know one restaurant that my stepdad likes to go to, Tacos del Cartel. They closed over this.
Literally.
Yeah, the owner was talking to the press about it, like saying like a lot of he's afraid for his employees, and he's.
Is that the guy who owns 2 restaurants and the other one's still open? Maybe
I want to say yes.
Yeah, I think his other one's open, but just like barely staffed and no one's in there at all.
Exactly. He talked about having to hire like temporary workers. Pretty much, it's like killing his business.
Yeah, no, totally. So because Williams Boulevard has a lot of Latino businesses, right?
Yes,
a lot. You're seeing them closed. Some of them,
a few, of them.
Or lesser business.
At least the lesser business and lesser just people.
Latinos
around.
Are hitting the Rouses or whatever, the grocery store, but getting a bunch of stuff and go like, we're not going out to eat for the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's noticeable.
Few months
for sure.
No, this thing is going basically for 2 months, supposedly. Operation Catahoula Crunch. The Lowe's raids and the Home Depot raids, at least one of the stores, there were like 25 agents there. And they have made a couple of arrests. We'll see if they're legitimate or not. National Guard troops are next. Everybody's got an opinion on everything. I mean, literally, it's different stages and levels of it. It's NOPD. Should they remain under a consent decree or should they not? And then it's, are you for or against Troop NOLA? There's some people that don't like Troop NOLA in town. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me. And then there are folks that are against this Catahoula Crunch operation. I'm not so much against it. I just think it's a waste of time and resources and probably, breaking the Constitution as far as violating people's rights in America, citizen or not. Illegals have rights too. That's how America works. Funny how that is, that silly Constitution thing. Don't like it? Have to get the law changed. No, so I think that's sort of a waste. But then the National Guard troops, a lot of people don't like that on both sides of the aisle. Don't like the image of that. That was me in the beginning. Didn't like the image. We're a tourist and convention city. We don't need people coming here seeing the National Guard troops going, wow, is New Orleans dangerous? Have heard it is. Now I really think it is with all these National Guard troops. This is scaring me. I was on the beach one time in like Cancun or Cozumel, and they're like Mexican military guys with like Uzis walking on the beach and not in beach gear, not like a lifeguard. And that would be ridiculous carrying an Uzi, but military guys just walking up and down the beach. I felt safe, but I also was kind of freaked out a little bit, like, Pablo Escobar, a few blue umbrellas down from me or something.
That'd be cool if they did make him wear beach garb while they did that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. Like just looking menacingly, but in swim trunks.
I think you need to get in touch with David Hasselhoff. There might be a future television series here. Baywatch. Uzi Baywatch. That'd be a good show. Bring Pamela Anderson back. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Now I'm pro National Guard troops. Just listening to proponents of National Guard troops, it really makes sense. Is there a risk of what I was just talking about, the image, your tourist convention city? People see this. It could scare people. I think there's a little risk. But I think more than that, the National Guard troops aren't running down criminals and shooting the AR-15s at criminals and having shootouts. they're standing on a corner, like 3 of them at a time, with, the gun strapped on their shoulder, and criminals see this and they're like, better places to go. That brick's good?
Yeah, we were good the whole time.
It's just better places to go. And then the NOPD and Troop NOLA, they don't have to waste policemen that could be proactively chasing criminals, investigating leads and the like. Proactive policing. Don't have to waste them standing on a corner somewhere. We'll talk about that and more. I miscounted yesterday. Sorry, I said 36 days of Junket Cantrell. It's 39 today. I know. Miscalculating by 72 hours. That's a painful 72 hours. We'll have to tolerate. Early National Signing Day. Mike Scarborough, tigerbait.com, joins us next with an LSU update. How did they do on National Signing Day? Coming right back.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Thanks so much for being with us. Boy, the crazy last few weeks in Baton Rouge with LSU, and finally it close to being over. Lane Kiffin, the head coach, although a lot of disparaging stuff, ESPN, some explosive stories about Lane Kiffin and players at Ole Miss saying what Lane Kiffin's saying today isn't what happened, on and on and on. So I guess it's not fully over yet, but it's been a tumultuous 3 weeks for LSU and Baton Rouge. With all of that said, if that wasn't enough, today's National Signing Day, early National Signing Day. This guy started out strictly as a recruiting site. And this is like 35 years ago, 35 years ago. And now it's probably the number one LSU sports site, athletic site anywhere. It's tigerbait.com. Mike Scalborough's with us from tigerbait.com. Today's early National Signing Day. For $1, you can test drive tigerbait.com for the next week for $1. And I guarantee you'll get on that monthly plan of like $10 a month or sign up for the annual. Very inexpensive. A must for any Tiger fan. A great Christmas gift. Ladies, guys, got a Tiger fan in your life? Get them an annual subscription to tigerbait.com. Mike Scarborough, what's happening, man? Busy day for you. Thanks for the time.
Yes, it's busy, but it's not as busy as it used to be before the transfer portal and when there was only one signing day in the first week in February. These things are kind of, I don't want to say uneventful, but doesn't have near the anxiety level.
I guess it's an e-sign today, an electronic signature. You don't have to actually put pen to paper, the old fax-in gimmick from a generation ago.
I think that's true. But then there's some that still are signing papers, and then sometimes I wonder if some of the papers they're signing or what they're signing is actually something ceremonial.
Mike, those old bike brand BIKE coaches pants with the 4 snaps from the 70s. I miss some of those guys wearing those at the old Bayou Bash that LSU.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they'd be wearing some Porsche Carrera sunglasses.
Easy. I got criticized just a few weeks ago by an emailer on that. Mike Scalborough is with us from tigerbait.com. Mike, how did LSU do with recruiting, especially considering, you know, the coaching, AD, all the turmoil going on in Baton Rouge, and then finally landing on Lane Kiffin just a few days ago?
I think it's been pretty good. That is one of the advantages of the NIL era, is that a lot of these guys you've been actually paying for since they committed, because you're allowed to pay high school players, particularly those in state. So, you know, if Lamar Brown were to flip to another school, he'd have to pay LSU back. So we're waiting on him, but and he's a 5-star, obviously. But my number one player in the state is Richard Anderson of Carr. And to get him to sign today was absolutely huge. And
yeah,
so,
what was this turmoil, Mike? About both guys were supposed to sign today. At first, both were holding out, not expected to sign today. The Carr kid, number one recruit in the country, right? He signs, and then the Anderson kid still holding out.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then Brown hasn't signed yet, but Anderson. Look, they both have the same agent. Bryson Martinez has the same agent, and Texas was trying to flip him in the last week. And, you know, I know there's been a lot of scuttlebutt out there that Frank Wilson was trying to leverage these guys to get Kiffin to give him a position on the staff.
I don't see
think
that.
That's the case.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it's mainly probably the agent, maybe trying to get each additional dollar he can at the last minute.
Mike, Brown has not signed from Carr. I thought he signed.
No, Anderson from Carr.
Anderson from Carr has signed.
Yeah, Lamar Brown from U-High has not.
Has not signed. The kid that goes. Okay, gotcha. Okay, got him flip-flopped around. Mike Scalborough is with us from tigerbait.com. What was the class total, Mike, a few weeks ago? Like Brian Kelly's class before he got fired, like about 15 to 18 commitments?
Yeah, it's been hovering around 17, 18 for months.
How many were lost ultimately, and how many were gained?
I'd have to go back and look that up. I'm probably going to say 4 or 5 that have been lost at any one time that were committed. And then certainly Lane Kiffin and his staff had came in and were familiar with a lot of guys on the board because they recruit a lot of the same area and had differing opinions. So all the guys that fell off the board in the last few days were actually guys that Lane Kiffin and the staff moved on from, didn't honor their offers from the previous staff.
Wow, interesting. Hey, Mike, if Lane Kiffin wasn't hired by LSU, which players would not be coming to LSU? I guess I'm asking, in the last 48 hours or so, what new players popped up on LSU's radar, ended up signing today that were nowhere near LSU's radar, just a few days ago?
Well, Corey Barber, the wide receiver from Alabama, he's one. Braden Allen, the wide receiver, was being recruited by the previous staff, but Kiffin sealed the deal. Ryan Merritt, the offensive lineman from Miami, that's a Kiffin guy. And the tight end J.C. Anderson from Illinois was committed to Ole Miss and flipped to LSU. And now we're waiting on a quarterback from the state of Alabama that chose South Carolina over LSU during the summer.
Yeah.
We're waiting on his decision. That's Landon Duckworth. Because we've been expecting him to flip from South Carolina to LSU today.
That would be a coup, especially LSU's kind of desperate need of a quarterback for next season.
Yeah, I think if he comes on board like we expect, we don't know what will happen with Michael Van Buren. But I tend to think LSU needs 2 quarterbacks in the transfer portal in January.
Yeah, I think you're right. Even if they get this kid that was committed to South Carolina.
Yes.
Mike, any surprises in a positive or negative way with this class, or kind of just what was expected?
What was expected? I think the main thing is, and look, I mean, let's say John Summerall had ended up getting a job at LSU. I tend to think there was a good chance that most of these guys would have held on. But I think Lane Kiffin is not only held it together, but then some. I don't think the quarterback from Alabama would be thinking LSU if it wasn't Lane Kiffin here. Neither would that tight end. So I think it's a darn good haul. I think looking at some of the rankings right now, I tend to think once you add the quarterback, it'll be right there in the top 10, somewhere between 8 and 11th. I don't know how you could ask for anything more after this season and the way it was a disappointing season, and that's about as good as it can get, I think.
Yeah, I thought Brian Kelly, year 4, having to use the transfer portal like he did, I thought that was a negative, not a positive. I mean, a positive, like you're bringing in all this talent, a negative in the sense like the bread and butter, LSU recruiting, especially offensive and defensive linemen, because you're always going to get the skill positions almost by default. If that was up to par, you wouldn't have to utilize the transfer portal so much. At Ole Miss, I think Lane Kiffin, it was like a 50-50 deal, Mike. It's Ole Miss, so it's limited on how well he's going to do on recruiting day. He's never going to be top 5, So, and he's not going to do it consistently like Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State type situation. So he had to utilize the transfer portal. I'm thinking that Lane Kiffin's going to utilize the hell out of the transfer portal this year, a little bit less next year, and then it'll eventually just be supplementing fantastic recruiting classes that are top 5 in the country every year. Does that sound right?
That's what you would love to happen. But in order for that to take place, you've got to break through and have good relationships with your high school players that you signed, so that when they're not a starter after a year, that they're willing to sit there and wait. Because what's going to happen is you can sign some great top-notch athletes.
Yep.
But because they're true freshmen, you're going to the portal. You're signing somebody else.
Yep.
And these kids oftentimes are not waiting to develop.
No, Saban said that. He's like, you have starters and then third string players. All the backups transfer because they think they're starters.
Yes, and the Louisiana kids, the ones that you brag about, and that's, you cite that as one of your top talking points as to why the LSU job is one of the top jobs in the country. That's fine and all, but you got to keep them here. You don't want it to be when you have your senior day where, you know, most of the people getting the white panel football players are guys that you got from the portal rather than your high school signees.
Hey, Mike, how many players in this class so far for LSU? How many commitments?
Right now we're sitting at 17. And, of course, not all those 17 have signed yet. Deuce Gerald tells us the defensive tackle from Georgia, he's going to wait till Friday. Waiting on Trenton Henderson. Of course, Lamar Brown. We're going to see, does that one get sneaky and he sneaks in at the last minute, or does he wait a day or two?
Yeah.
And a few others.
Yeah. And then you can still sign up to what, 25 or so?
Yeah, but they're not going to go that far.
Yep.
I think this class tops out at probably 19.
Hey, Mike, right now you can join tigerbait.com for $1, right?
$1, and we're dropping loads of tidbits on our message board. We're following the coaching search for filling out Lane Kiffin's staff in a big way, and we're dropping all those tidbits on our message board.
Mike, always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much.
All right, Corey. Talk soon. Thanks.
That's Mike Scarborough. That's a great Christmas present for your LSU fan. Tigerbait.com. Go to the website right now. Check it out. Tigerbait.com. Coming right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
As New Orleans as coffee in the morning and as New Orleans as coffee in the morning and raw oysters for lunch. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Hey, we got a new year coming up, 2026, just a few weeks away. New Year's resolutions, that type of stuff. Boy, with that pandemic a few years ago, a lot of folks stopped doing what they've been doing, their job, their vocation, something they just thought they'd be doing their entire life. They kind of rethought things, a lot of introspection, and I'm going to do something different. People that were lawyers stopped being lawyers. People that were waiters started going to law school to become lawyers, all kind of stuff. People going in all different kind of directions. The new year coming up, maybe you're thinking the same thing. I want a new job. I'd like to find a new career. I got a place for you. It's a worldwide player. They're on every continent on the planet. They're born, bred, and based out of New Orleans. The company's called Latrim. If you're ever under the UEP Long Bridge by River Road, by Jefferson Highway, they're taking up about 100 acres of Elmwood. They actually crossed the street over into Distributors Row area and are scooping up city blocks of that area because they've got about 1,400 plus employees in Elmwood. And Latrim has a North Shore facility right off I-12. East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Latrim's got a job for you, maybe a career. Many Latrim employees have been there for decades. Go to the website for a full listing of positions available, latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, latrim.com. It is a wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. Mario Brothers at the controls, fielding your phone calls, 766-9480. Hey, the Good Shepherd School in New Orleans celebrating its 25th year of educating the children of the city's poorest families. Opened 25 years ago, back in 2001. The Good Shepherd School has provided quality Catholic education, 100 of kids in poverty, and their success has been outstanding. They've got a gala coming up. School President Tom Moran joins us. Hey, Tom.
Hey, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad to have the chance to come talk to you today. It's sitting here listening to you talk about the school 25 years ago. I'm thinking about Father Thompson and his dream. And I know you knew him and your family knew him. And what a visionary that 25 years ago he dreamed of this and said, I'm going to start a school paid for by others for the poorest in our community, and he dies 4 months before it opens, and it still opens with 30 kids, and now 25 years later we're at capacity and the fastest growing inner city Catholic school in this area and probably in the country. So exciting times to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate tomorrow at a gala at the Cannery, 6:30, music by after party, and just a celebration of the mission. So everyone still welcome to come. Tickets available on our website, thegoodshepherdsschool.org. But Father Harry loved the celebration. You know that. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yep. The old Jesuit president, and then went on to the, Immaculate Conception Church downtown on Barone, and then getting this thing started, the Good Shepherd School. It's families that don't have the funds, basically, right? That make up most of the enrollment.
You cannot make more than 250% of the federal poverty level. And when the school first opened in 2001, it was 100% funded by the generosity of others. Then in 2007, when the state voucher school choice programs came into being, we joined that. So we get about 60% of our funding from state school choice sources, which are poverty-based. And then we have to fundraise the other 40% of our budget, which is about $1.5 million every year. So organizations, individuals, fundraisers, we're out there, we call it partners in our mission for the philanthropic community to say, look, if we invest in these young kids, particularly early, and give them opportunity and access, the sky's the limit. And when our kids leave us, we follow them all the way through high school and college. We've got 100% high school graduation rate compared to 79% in the local community. And then 85% of our kids are going on to be college graduates, which is about 3 times the national average for comparable communities. So it's been a remarkable mission in 25 years. And look, we're building a second school in the Desire, Florida area with the lead gift from Mrs. Benson and the Giving Hope Foundation's land. And it's we're trying to get as many of these as possible. Father Harry wanted 8. So we're looking to get the second one and hopefully have a few more on the horizon in neighborhoods that need it.
Tom Moran's with us for a few minutes, the president of Good Shepherd School. Hey, what's planned for the gala?
Hey, look, we've got a patron party. We've got one of our graduates will speak, Samaj Hollins. She graduated Good Shepherd, then went on to St. Catherine Drexel, and she was the salutatorian there when she finished and involved in everything, the band, student council, you name it. Then she went on to Loyola University. She just graduated Loyola this past year. So we've got another success story. So she and her family will be there. She'll speak. We've got an incredible video that we just had produced that just talks about our mission with some of our graduate speaking, board members, community members, and it just celebrates 25 years and kind of crystallizes what this mission has meant to so many. So that'll all take place there. The band after party plays, Toulouse Gourmet, catering with the cannery and Miss Jackie Hughes. Just it's like a big wedding reception party to celebrate the mission and live music. And our benefactors and donors are there, people we can't do this without. So a little bit of everything, a whole lot of fun.
That's tomorrow night, 6:30 to 10:30. Now the cannery's what, Mid-City, right off Carrollton and Orleans?
Right there, Mid-City, yes. And actually, it seems like every couple of weekends I'm at a wedding reception there, an event, and they always do such a nice job. And we've done that past couple of years there on a Thursday night, get a nice crowd coming after work and enjoying the mission. And but when you put all these people in a room, and the video that we have produced, there's some clips of Father Thompson in those. To hear his voice 25 years later, it's as if I was a student at Jesuit High School. I remember being in 9th grade and hearing him for the first time. I hear that voice on this video, and I'm back to those days. My brother and I were work study students at Jesuit, so we got our start because of Father Harry Thompson, and he's done that for so many other families, and that's what this whole mission is about. So this was his crowning moment and the last thing he did on this earth. And he told benefactors with him, he said, don't let this fail. So we're making sure we fulfill his directive. That's the greatest succession planning around. You die, and then this place not only comes to being, but thrives for 25 years. We're incumbent upon us to get the next 25 going now.
Tom, how much are tickets? Is there a website where folks can sign up?
The GoodShepherdSchool.org is the website. Tickets are $125. And then there's various sponsorship levels as well. So people can check that out and buy them online. And we'd love to see you. If you come to the door, in true Harry Thompson fashion, we're not going to turn down a donor at the door. If you want to show up at the door, I'll make sure you get in. But the website has all the information, the GoodShepherdSchool.org.
All of that, thegoodshepherdschool.org, right? All in one sentence?
That's correct. That's it.
And it's tomorrow night, the 25th anniversary gala, 6:30 to 10:30 at the Cannery in Mid-City, right behind that Rouse's, right off the Lafitte Greenway, the Good Shepherd School. Tom, a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for all you do. I love watching all you and listening to you all the time. You do a great job for our community. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate that. That's Tom Moran, president of the Good Shepherd School, doing incredible stuff. Love learning about all this all the time. I mean, I'd heard of the Good Shepherd School. I knew a little bit about them. But a friend of mine, Steve, turned me on to this and everything about the school. I was like, yeah, my pleasure to give these folks a few minutes. Are you kidding me? Wide Open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. Looking for something to do tomorrow night? The Good Shepherd School 25th anniversary gala at the Cannery, 6:30 to 10:30. Lots of time to get there. All for a good cause. TheGoodShepherdSchool.org is the website for tickets, or like Tom said, to sponsorship. Step up. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. I missed the count yesterday. I apologize. I said 36 days left of Junket Cantrell. It was 40 yesterday, 39 today. I know that was like a 96-hour screw up. Painful. 39 days, 5 weeks from this Monday, the last day of Junket Cantrell as mayor. The last day of taking advantage of the city of New Orleans, the citizens, in so many ways, just being inept mayor, not working, absentee, the meals on the city, the drinks on the city, the Pontalba apartment on the city, the ridiculous amount of international travel. Not a single dollar or job created from those junkets, hence the name Junket. The latest and greatest, 4 city vehicles. We talked about this last week when this was revealed. 4 city vehicles, but Junket Cantrell showed up at the city council yesterday and basically was being her usual belligerent self, kind of going against the grain, what she likes to do. And just saying ridiculous stuff. I have a family, depending on the event, attire, or who I may be hosting as a guests. The adaptability of the fleet has been useful. Every mayor is different, along with their circumstances. Just BS excuse after excuse. You have 4 vehicles, like 2 Suburbans, a sedan. I have a family. Okay, sadly, your husband's deceased. You have a daughter, no other children. So it's you and your daughter. You don't have a family, depending on the event or attire. What does the event or attire have to do with you getting there in a vehicle? I read a little bit of Will Sutton today, a very little bit. I even tweeted about it. I was like, Will, I read the first paragraph and have to bail on you, dude. Just like, acts like LaToya Cantrell's legitimate. It's pathetic.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole-Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
The vibe of the Crescent City, Corey Johnson.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a wide open Wednesday. I've mentioned this before, and most folks don't even know who I'm talking about. I don't even mention names because it's not even worth mentioning. If someone called and said, give me the names, I'd tell you. It's a secret. But I've mentioned this. There's a couple of AM talk show hosts in New Orleans. One of them is kind of a right-wing wacko guy. The other one is like woke and, always defending like the sheriff and the mayor. And both have public jobs, taxpayer finance jobs. And this is like a 110% conflict of interest. The woke guy who's praising the mayor and the sheriff all the time has a full-time job with the sheriff's department. Like, after kissing Susan Hudson's rear end relentlessly for years, the station was going to let this guy go. I don't think the station pays this guy anymore. He works for free. Susan Hudson's office picked up the slack, and he is a full-time sheriff department employee with absolutely no law enforcement experience in his life. And then the right-wing wacko guy is like a communications director for the state treasurer or something like that. So the wacky right-wing guy works for a Republican state office, gets paid taxpayer money, and the local woke guy works for the sheriff and collects taxpayer money. And neither job is like what anyone would say is like a legitimate job, like a legitimate 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, doing work all the time. They're very soft, cushy BS jobs, and taxpayer money finances these jobs. And they both work for, neither one would be considered moderate. They're very extreme, and they take the taxpayer money and pretend to think there's no conflict of interest. And anyone in radio or television in my profession would be like, this is the textbook example of conflict of interest. Mario Brothers brought up a very good conflict of interest earlier. Mario Brothers, tell us what you were talking about. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, so Lane Kiffin basically admitted during his intro press conference that he's been, using Saban as like a counselor, like giving him advice and what to do. And he all but said Nick Saban told him to go to LSU. Nick Saban is an ESPN employee. He's on College Game Day as a panelist every Saturday. I don't know what his salary is, but just being Nick Saban,
he's making $1 million plus a year, guaranteed.
Dude,
you can Google his salary. We know it's going to be
easily. And he's telling a big time head coach, one of the most, sought after coaches right now, if not the most, to go to the bigger school that's going to draw bigger ratings for their network when LSU plays versus Ole Miss. it just seems like a massive conflict of interest.
I know Newell Norman. I'm friends with Newell Norman. I know him. I'm not friends with him like I call him and we go do stuff or go out to dinner. I'm friendly with him. I know Newell. I like Newell. I'm not nothing against Newell.
He's cool. Sounds good.
Newell is the number one power player in Jefferson Parish politics. Cynthia Lee Shang, the president of Jefferson Parish, Newell was her basically campaign manager for her run. If you don't think Cynthia Lee Shang and Joe Lapinto, the sheriff who is the successor to Newell Norman, if you don't think those three talk and Newell Norman has tremendous influence on Jefferson Parish politics, you're delusional. And I think that's like a major conflict of interest. But I don't care. I don't give a crap what Newell does.
Yeah.
And I know the station down the Nile doesn't give a crap. And Jefferson Parish politics plays second fiddle to Orleans Parish politics all day long, if you're the former sheriff there or not. So there's a lot of examples of this. I think you bring up a great point that Nick Saban is an ESPN employee, should not be doing consulting work for friends or at least in an overt way. I mean, no one can, Mario, I could call you and be like, dude, thinking of taking this job. Could you separate yourself from what you do? I know there's a conflict of interest. As a friend, what do you think? You could do that. But this isn't the case. I mean, Lane Kiffin was almost like wink, wink, sort of making your point.
Exactly.
Don't want to expose the guy as he's consulting, helping me when he's the Alabama former coach and probably still employed by Alabama.
Probably.
Still taking a check from Alabama. Has an office there. He's like a, emeritus athletic director type.
Exactly.
Over football type thing.
Yeah.
So, no, I think there's a lot of conflicts of interest. And also he works for ESPN, like you said.
Yeah. I like that you brought up the Newell analogy because I don't think Saban has like bad intentions. I think he is trying to help
of course.
Kiffin,
Neither does Newell.
But like the optics of it are just terrible.
I think the optics are bad.
ESPN should have to answer for that.
No, I think the woke guy who works for the sheriff's department, the optics are beyond bad. The white right-wing wacko guy that works for the Republican state treasurer, is like PR guy, just some BS position, beyond bad.
Yeah.
Especially when they're on their programs pretending to be like me, fair and objective and no agenda, not befriending any of these people, yet talking them up.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with all of
For
that.
sure. And as an LSU fan, like I just feel so dirty about the whole thing. I do. And I get it. It's a cutthroat dog eat dog world.
I do too. It's not a clean hire. That's for damn sure.
No, like if you're a fan of the game of college football and you root for programs that are down, but make the right hires, do everything right, and eventually get up, you're trying to tell me that it's all for naught. They're eventually going to lose their best coach and their best player anyway. Like that system benefits LSU, but it makes me feel kind of dirty.
No. It makes me feel, that's a great point, Mario. You're really nailing it today. Two great points. The Saban point, there is a conflict of interest. Clearly, anyone that doesn't see that's not paying attention. And your latest and greatest. No, I think you nail it. John Summerall to Florida is a lot cleaner than Lane Kiffin LSU.
Yes.
And then you throw in the shenanigans with the governor and, the LSU AD's gone. A month ago you had a head coach and an AD that seemed to have job security. Now they're all gone. You have appointed president by the governor that was from McNeese, not a national search. I mean, we go on and on and on and all this. That guy's not hiring,
Yeah.
secret meetings.
Yeah.
Not going to pay that kind of money anymore and paying more.
Yep.
Just bunch of nonsense.
100%, man. It's just not. It's to the point where I think we're wishing bad karma on ourselves.
No, I swear.
I'm fighting with other LSU fans on Twitter that are fighting with Ole Miss fans, being like, "Oh no, you should be okay with this."
You want to know the only way how I justify Mario? It's sort of like New Orleans. I'm like, I don't think of New Orleans as an American city. I think of it as a European city, and then the rough edges sort of are smoothed out a little bit. I just look at it as LSU knows what they're getting in Lane Kiffin, like a mercenary. Lane Kiffin knows what he's getting in LSU. A program or school that's willing to do whatever it takes to win. So they're a perfect fit. They both have a timeline of like 3-4 years to get it done. Yep. And then Lane Kiffin's off to the NFL, and then LSU finds their successor to Lane Kiffin.
I pray to God that's how it goes.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
If it goes, that could be Brian Kelly 2.0.
Yes, and then you risk becoming Auburn, like just more irrelevant with each coaching hire.
Ouch. That's Blue Boy. He said, don't say things like Auburn comment, Mario. It's sickening. You're right, Blue Boy. 5 o'clock powwow right now. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Kaboom goes the dynamite. It's Wide Open Wednesday. Corey Johnson with you. Mario, it's hump day. 5 hours in the books, 5 more to go till Friday. Hooray, it's hump day. I'm an FM disc jockey. That was the Beatles. Up next, Led Zeppelin. Oh, wow. Where's Drew Brees, number 9, when you need him? Oh, there he is. That was Drew Brees live from his multi-million-dollar compound in, I think it's pronounced, Mario, you're Latino. I think it's pronounced La Jolla. La Jolla. Anyway, have you ever been to La Jolla outside of San Diego?
No, can't say I have.
It's kind of like Kenner to New Orleans, distance. Nothing else like Kenner to New Orleans. La Jolla is like the North Shore on crack cocaine steroids. It's just super rich, super affluent. I mean, if someone said name the richest zip codes in America, I'd be like Manhattan, Park, something like that. I'd be like Aspen, Colorado, somewhere in San Francisco, and then I'd probably be like La Jolla, maybe La Jolla outside of San Diego. Breeze has this like friggin' compound, dude. Just a monster house. Just some videos of like his kids shooting hoops, playing tennis, like all on this, and it's like it's sort of like in a neighborhood. It's not like it's on acres. It's just a lot. You can look at it and go, that I wouldn't be shocked if that house is like north of $10 million.
Man, I've been to San Diego like once, and all I remember is SeaWorld, honestly. Need to go again.
Orcas.
Yes.
Wide Open Wednesday. Don't let Mario Brothers fool you with the SeaWorld comment. He's got some good stuff like last hour. Nick Saban, conflict of interest, working for ESPN, and like sort of advising Lane Kiffin. And then I think another point that Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, made last hour, as an LSU grad, as an LSU fan, we're the same. Both are LSU graduates. We went to the school. We have the diploma to prove it. And we're big purple and gold fans. This whole 3 weeks and the culmination of Lane Kiffin being hired, all of it, kind of feel a little dirty. Like it's not some clean hire. It's not LSU at its best. It's sort of LSU at its worst in a lot of ways, from Governor Landry getting involved to the AD being fired to no national search for the new AD. And I like Verge Osbury. I went to LSU with Verge Osbury. I think he graduated with me in 91. New Iberia kid. My mom's connection to New Iberia. We hit it off right away. Room 130, geology building, the history of film class. No national search on the LSU president. These aren't good things. You can say they're okay and we'll be all right and it'll work out and all that. I mean, you can do that on anything, but the process wasn't right. Should have been a national search for the AD. Maybe Verge Osbury gets it. Should have been a national search, a true national search for LSU president, for crying out loud. Instead, it goes to the McNeese State guy, and no one gives a crap if you're an LSU fan, but if the football coach from McNeese became the football coach at LSU, you'd crap in your depends. But because it's the LSU president, the academic side, who gives a crap? It doesn't matter. So all of that, and I'm missing a bunch of stuff like the secret meeting with the, not the AD, but the board of supervisors. The board of supervisors at LSU, just a bunch of yes men. Embarrassing. So board of supervisors, what a joke. I mean, seriously. It's not an LSU board of supervisors. It's an LSU board of yes men to the governor. Period. End of story. That's all it is. It's embarrassing. Now, there's a lot of people that have like public jobs, work for the city, work for the state, have a city contract. They don't really deliver services. They live in a nice house, drive a nice car, put on a nice suit, shave every day, and pretend they're like a legitimate citizen. That's the LSU Board of Supervisors. They sit on that board, and these people think like, I'm doing my civic duty. It's like, no, you're a yes man to the governor. You're doing the opposite of your civic duty. So all of this crap, forget about what I just mentioned. Focus just on the last 72, 96 hours, the Lane Kiffin hire. How ugly it was at Ole Miss, coming to LSU. You got Ole Miss players now and some coaches saying, the AD, that what Lane Kiffin's saying is not true. A lot of national media. Lane Kiffin should apologize. I'm not agreeing with any of that or disagreeing with any of that. I'm just saying there's a lot of that out there. So, Mario, when you said last hour, as an LSU graduate and fan of football, you feel a little dirty, huh?
Yes, like you said, LSU at its worst. That's a good way to put it. And like I was telling you during the break, man, like they better hope this hire works out. If not, that's 2 straight hires that are not good, and the brand's going to suffer, and the quality of the program is going to suffer.
And there's no question mark on what is expected. It's not a hope. It's an expectation that in the next 3 to 4 years, you win an SEC championship, you win a national championship, you make the playoffs like at least 2 years out of the next 4, really 3 of the next 4.
Yep.
And that's if Lane Kiffin doesn't get lured away by an NFL team, which is a 50-50 chance at any time. At any time.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin could leave for the right fit with an NFL job. And I'm not like upset about that. I'm not being critical of Lane Kiffin. LSU probably got the best available coach in the United States of America that we know about, the most proven that we know about that's available in Lane Kiffin. But also he's a nomad that's flaky and could bail at any time. But LSU is a, football priority school. Academics are 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the list. So they do that first class. They try to win. There's no doubt. They're not cutting any corners.
It's no form of ethics. Like I'm trying to make an analogy here. Say you had like a daughter and she was married and she, started dating this guy when he wasn't doing very well, helped him put his life back together. And now he's like a hot commodity. And then her arch rival basically came and took the guy away from her. Are you going to tell your daughter, oh, that's okay, that's life, he has better resources, he has better NIL, you should just be okay with it?
No.
Or are you going to have some form of ethics and say that's kind of messed up, man?
No, in 2025, you can blame it on the system. I mean, Nick Saban blames it on the system. Nick Saban left Michigan State. They were 9-1, I think, at the time. They were nationally ranked, like 12th in the country. He left on like November 30th to come to LSU, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And even that,
if there was a playoff back then, they would have been in the playoff. So Nick Saban saying the system when there was no, quote, system, Nick Saban left on November 30th and left Michigan State, didn't coach him in the Citrus Bowl. They would have been a playoff team if there was a playoff back then. So he's doing exactly then what, coming LSU, what Lane Kiffin's doing. But to, say that, today it's blame it on the system and not the coach.
Yeah.
Is nonsense.
That's stupid. Brian Kelly did the same thing. 2010, his last game with Cincinnati was the Sugar Bowl against the Tim Tebow-led Florida Gators. Tim Tebow's last game, and he didn't even stick around to coach Cincinnati in the Sugar Bowl. That wasn't even the playoffs. So yeah, it's been like that.
No, and now it's even worse because of the system. I'm not saying the system's not is good. Having National Signing Day today is crazy.
Yeah.
Having coaches that can leave before the season's up is crazy. This is scary to say for college. But it's 2025. Follow the NFL model. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Like transfer portal's limited. You're under contract with the school. Maybe you can only use the portal once, in 2 or 3 years, and twice in 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, well, the NFL is far from perfect. They're greedy, but they have their calendar down pat.
No, they got their calendar down pat, and they are greedy as hell, and so is the NCAA, and college programs, all of it. But it's America. But yeah, this system is screwed up. But no, Saban's done it. They're all like hypocrites,
Yeah, it's just a sad state of affairs. I guess that the only way LSU can get to where LSU needs to be is by poaching Ole Miss's coach, not by defeating him, but by poaching him.
No, exactly. No, I agree, Mario, because you do have ethics and integrity, and that's why there's this dirty feeling.
Yeah.
A lot of folks just don't give a crap. It's 2025. That's the system. So be it.
Yeah, like when
Saban's right. It's the system.
When Kevin Durant left for the Warriors, everybody clowned him. Nobody was like, of course he should go to the Warriors. It's a better team, better facilities, all this. I just don't get why the consensus among LSU fans isn't just feeling a little bad. Like you said,
I think some are feeling bad and just aren't commenting.
Maybe.
The squeaky wheels comment on social media.
That's a good point.
Not a lot of folks aren't going to be like, man, I feel dirty on this, but I might post that
That's
tonight.
a good point, but I
might post it.
I see
Give you props, Mario. My producer, Mario, said, he's like me, LSU grad, LSU fan. This whole process, the Lane Kiffin hire, it's not like we're freaking out or upset about it, but we feel a little dirty.
Yeah, they're
It's
gonna
a little dirty.
they're gonna get mad at you on social media. You're right. I'm
Yeah.
spending too much time on there. That doesn't represent all the fans.
No, it doesn't matter. But they're the ones, the vocal ones, and they're the ones saying no problemo.
Yeah, and
No one's saying dirty.
and it just blows my mind. The different, like I said, different situation. I think Lane is a much better coach than Brian Kelly, but the hubris amongst LSU fans right now reminds me so much of when they poached Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. And Notre Dame went on to play for a championship. LSU fans came out of that looking kind of dumb.
That's what I always say, Mario. I don't have the luxury of being a hypocrite or say red on Monday and green on Tuesday.
Mhm.
You know, you can go to the podcast, check out past programs. If you watch the program over time, I think one thing you can say is Corey's really consistent. There's no doubt about it. No, don't have the luxury to be flaky like a fan can be. You say one thing and then contradict themselves entirely the next year. Hey, I've got something to say. Gallagher's 527. It's Pat Gallagher's place in Mandeville. 527's the address on North Causeway Approach. Lunch Tuesday through Friday, dinner Tuesday through Saturday night. This place is fantastic. If you love seafood or steaks or lamb chops, sizzling in butter, great New Orleans specialties, chef driven. You'll love Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-JC.com, your cool spots.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. 90 minutes of fun.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Every weekday afternoon on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333 from 4 p.m. to 5:30.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. You can check us out live on Twitter at Corey Johnson. The show is live 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. We're also live on YouTube right now, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. After the fact, you can check out the podcast 6 p.m. every weekday on Spotify, plus little short clips posted just about every day on 5 different social media outlets, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter /X, and YouTube. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Phone lines are open. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. The Department of Homeland Security has launched Operation Catahoula Crunch. Who comes up with these names? Operation Catahoula Crunch. The preferred cereal choice for Kim Jong-un. Catahoula Crunch. He loves it. Federal agents starting immigration enforcement in New Orleans and beyond. Hispanic-owned businesses are getting prepared. Some shutting down out in Kenner. Tens of thousands of Latinos live in Kenner. Some Hispanic businesses temporarily closing. An arrest made. Kind of the low-hanging fruit, huh? I mean, I don't think you need the feds and like a lot of investigation going on to get the low-hanging fruit. I'm not saying this is embarrassing. It's just sort of typical, and it just sort of shows the kind of political nonsense I think is involved here. They basically made an arrest or two today. They raided a couple of parking lots, 2 Lowe's and 2 Home Depots, and I'm not kidding. Talk about low-lying fruit. Everybody knows there's going to be a lot of migrant workers, illegal workers, standing around Lowe's and Home Depots. The Lowe's on Elysian Fields at Florida Avenue, the Lowe's on Vets in Metairie, the Home Depot in LaPlace, and the Home Depot in Gretna. So sweeping the metro area. You know my view on all this. I think it's sort of political nonsense. I mean, what a violent criminal is a violent criminal. I don't know about you. I don't give a crap if it's an illegal or not. You know, and when illegals, and it's a very small percentage, commit a violent crime, and then the folks that want all the illegals gone in America, just unrealistic, like 10, 12, 15, 20 million. We don't know the exact number. Impossible. Can't get hundreds of thousands out, much less millions. It's just, it's silly. And these arrests so far, like 95+% aren't violent criminals and don't have any kind of violent, record. Illegal migrant workers commit less crimes than regular citizens. When they do commit a crime, and it's like, if that illegal wasn't here, grandmother wouldn't have got raped, so-and-so wouldn't have been murdered. When grandma is raped and so-and-so is murdered by a citizen, do you therefore say it's tragic and terrible, but I'm relieved a little bit that it wasn't an illegal that committed this crime? If your grandmother was raped or murdered by a citizen, does any person go, boy, I feel relieved it wasn't an illegal that committed that crime? So it has to work both ways. Illegals are going to commit some crimes. Some are violent. They commit a lot less crime than regular U.S. citizens. And their benefit of doing all this crappy work that no one wants to do clearly outweighs it. And I'm not saying I'm happy about a violent illegal committing a violent crime. I'm not happy about that at all, like equal to a citizen committing a violent crime. But I'm not going to hold 12, 15, 18 million illegal or migrant workers responsible, just like I wouldn't hold all of America responsible for any violent crime that a citizen does. So it's just sort of silly and ridiculous points. And it's politics at its worst. What the claim of 5,000 arrests in the next 2 months in Southeast Louisiana, New Orleans, and Southern Mississippi, delusional. You may make 5,000 arrests and you have like 20 stick. I have no problem getting violent criminals off the streets, illegals or citizens. I don't give a crap if they're illegal or citizen. I just want violent criminals gone. I miscounted yesterday. I apologize. I know I screwed up. I said Junket Cantrell has 36 days left. She's got 39. I know that 72 hours, that's a major screw up. I apologize. It will be a happy holiday season knowing this. 39 days, 5 weeks from this Monday, the last day of Junket Cantrell as mayor. I mean, thank God, that's such a plus. 8 years of just nonsense, just a belligerent, insecure person that doesn't know her strengths and weaknesses, excuse maker, lazy, doesn't work hard. No, the last day of her taking advantage of the city of New Orleans, the citizens in so many ways. The things I just mentioned, the ineptness, but also just like, the free meals on the city that she normally would not be paying her, if she had to pay for them herself, wouldn't be having. And it's not city business. It's her personal business. The junkets, I nicknamed her Junket Cantrell years ago. Millions of dollars in international travel, not a job or dollar coming to the city. All on the city's dime. The latest and greatest, it's just obnoxious. The lady doesn't stop. January 11th, January 12th can't come soon enough. I guess it's 12 noon, January 12th. We talked about this last week, the latest and greatest. 4 vehicles for Junket Cantrell. Mario, I got to go get a number 2, huh? Lenovo number 2.
I don't know, man.
No, seriously.
It might be my fault because I noticed every time I'm like trying to read something or do something.
So you're opening up too many pages and that's crashing the computer and you're blaming yourself for that?
I guess so.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's a friggin' computer. You should be able to open a page and read ESPN Sports Center headline.
Fair, then yeah, maybe you do.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I got to go get another one of these bad boys right here that I bought.
I thought one restart for the show was enough, but apparently.
No, I'm pissed off now. I see you meddling with that crappy computer I got.
Yep. Still on the air, but annoying.
Yep. I guess I'll get Jason to maybe try to upgrade the RAM. You think that's the problem?
Maybe. All I know is I'm definitely getting Jason something for Christmas, man. He's helped us out so much.
Yeah,
He's helped me out so much. I'm definitely getting that man like a gift card or something.
May just have to go bite the bullet and buy another Lenovo laptop like that one.
Maybe. This thing's awesome.
Yeah, no, that thing's never given us a problem. The other computers suck.
Yeah, it's as simple as like restart and turn back on.
I know, but it sucks, man. You don't have time for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it shouldn't happen.
No, it shouldn't happen at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen at all. Blaming yourself? That's terrible, Mario.
Anyway.
There's nothing to do with you.
Thank you.
You're only a help.
Thank you.
You're only a help.
Appreciate that.
Except when you're a hindrance.
Or we're talking Coach O. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. We're discussing Coach O. Oh, by the way, my rant on Coach O, thousands of views on social media.
I saw that, man. Was that people in agreements with you? Or
I think some are in agreement, some aren't in agreement.
Okay.
But I was basically saying, the ship has sailed. Time to move on. Not going to be the D-line coach at LSU. Not going to be the head coach at Tulane.
Even for the biggest Coach O fan, the man's been out of coaching 3 years. Like, you got to consider that.
Mario loves Coach O.
I do. I've told you, I'll tell the audience too. I was just really inspired by what he did with the 2019 team.
No, I hear you.
Like, nobody gave him a chance to do anything, and he made them all look dumb before the last 2 years.
But also, I think you've kind of toned down your love of him a little. You're like at a 9 level. It was like an 11.
I try to be objective.
And I think you've upped your Les Miles appreciation by a couple of notches lately.
You know, the further we get away from his era, like his tenure.
And you see those videos on those teams.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, man.
And he's a champion. Like, anybody who's a champion should be revered. Like, I don't care about current day college football, NIL. If you won a championship, you did something right.
I think he'll end up getting those wins put back, you know, and that ups his win percentage where he's eligible for the Hall of Fame.
I hope so.
And he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
I mean, did Les Miles have limitations? You bet. Anemic offense, too conservative, things of that nature. But he recruited like crazy, put great teams on the field, won a hell of a lot more than he lost, averaged 10 wins a year. And over that period, you know, every year, just a fantastic win, you know, incredible.
Yeah.
Got a little old at the end, but that guy is the single greatest coach in the history of LSU football, like it or not.
100%. I think the style of college football just changed. Like before the you know, iteration of spread offenses and stuff like that, Les Miles' style of offense won a lot of games. Like it won a championship.
Bo Schembechler, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
It was basically that.
Exactly. And even Saban at first was peeved, saying like the spread offense is bad for the sport and stuff. But the difference between Les and Saban is Saban eventually adapted. Les did
Saban
not.
adapted quickly.
Exactly. And those guys were, you know, head to head for a while. Like Saban's looked at as consensus.
If Saban was 60, he'd still be coaching. He would have adapted to NIL, and he's pissed. He doesn't like it, but he would have adapted. He's like, I'm too old for this.
Les and Gus Malzahn at Auburn are the only 2 coaches I remember that challenged Saban, like for a period of time.
Exactly.
Like, were his equal, were his
Exactly.
rival.
No, exactly. It's like Jim Mora with the Niners.
Exactly.
The only team that had a chance against him.
Exactly.
You know? Everybody, Atlanta and the Rams just got crushed by the Niners every year.
Yeah, so I remember that. And for the sake of this argument, like Les did it for a lot longer than Coach O. You know, Coach O's
less. I mean, did it for more longer than Saban at LSU.
Exactly. Coach O's star arguably burned brighter, but how long Les did it, I think, is very impressive.
If you look at Saban's record at LSU, Les Miles copied it for 90%, the first 90% of his career at LSU. Duplicated it exactly. Hey, Trey Yen in Mandeville, open for dinner. Go get some Chinese cuisine, not Chinese food, some of the best in America. You'll love it. Trey Yen tonight for dinner in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's called more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive complex is something called Quick Lane. tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Arabi, Chalmette, Violet, Lafitte, New Orleans East, Slidell, Mandeville, Covington, Hammond, Homa, Thibodaux. We got you covered.
Yep, we do. Every weekday afternoon on radio, on television, on YouTube, on X. Every day. Weekday, that is, 4 to 6 p.m., 2 big hours. It's all brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, home of Lamarck Ford, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. And don't forget about Lamarck Crescent City Ford. If you own a business, you need a commercial van or SUV, Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X at the controls. Fielding your phone calls, 766-9480. 766-9480. Department of Homeland Security has launched Operation Catahoula Crunch, an immigration sweep of violent illegal aliens. That's what it's supposed to be. No one has a problem with that. But violating people's civil rights, and in America, illegal aliens, migrant workers have civil rights. You don't like it, change the law. But that's America. That's the Constitution. And in America, we don't violate people's civil rights. If we do, those people get compensated. There are going to be a lot of Latinos being compensated, like dozens and dozens of lawsuits, like citizens getting arrested, grandma getting tackled, and she's a citizen. It's ridiculous. No, that's why I say this is all political nonsense. And proof's in the pudding. They're not raiding the conservative-owned entities. And the conservative-owned entities, that's the low-hanging fruit. Like, they're not raiding meat packing plants, pork, seafood, vegetable or fruit farms, dairy farms. They're not raiding those. They raided one racetrack in America, Delta Downs in Vinton, Louisiana. And then immediately, racetrack owners around America, conservative MAGA supporters, Republicans, called their contacts with the president and said, hey, Mr. President, we're all for getting rid of these illegals and violent criminals, but stay away from the horse racing tracks because we employ a bunch of illegals and migrant workers, and they're not violent criminals. They're just working hard, doing the crappy job at the track. No, it really proves my point. I've used that Untouchables movie scenario a gazillion times. The Sean Connery character talking to Elliot Ness. We know where the liquor is. Do you want to cross Al Capone? And they go into a post office in the back, and that's where the liquor is. We know where migrant workers and illegals are. Everything I just mentioned. And the low-hanging fruit so far for Operation Catahoula Crunch, they raid a couple of Lowe's and Home Depots. I mean, my grandmother knows there's illegals and migrant workers at Lowe's and Home Depots. But if it starts disrupting Lowe's and Home Depot's business, which it doesn't, these are illegals that are standing outside of a Home Depot or Lowe's because that's where people go to get the stuff that they're experts at. Plumbing, electrical, construction. That's what a Home Depot and Lowe's does. That's why they're there. They're not staying outside the high-end restaurant. They're not standing outside the country club. They're standing outside the do-it-yourself store. So they're not part of Home Depot or Lowe's. If it was affecting Home Depot or Lowe's business, you can bet author blank, owner of the Falcons, owner of Home Depot, would be calling his MAGA Trump connection saying, lay off the do-it-yourself stores, man. You're hurting my business, my bottom line. No, this is all calculated. This is all very well thought out because it proves my point. It's political theater. It's nonsense. I'm like any normal American. I want violent criminals off the streets. I want people that abuse animals off the street. It doesn't have to just be human to human. So human to human, it's even amplified more for me. So yeah, doesn't that say it all? I want people that abuse animals off the street. I want them in a cage. I want them jailed because if they're doing that to animals, they'll do it to us. So I want violent criminals off the street. I don't care about the incidental if he's a U.S. citizen or if he's an illegal migrant worker. It's meaningless to me. Doesn't make them any more violent or less violent. 766-9480. It will be a happy holiday. I got the best present of all for you. 39 days until Junket Cantrell is done. 5 short weeks from this Monday. Bye-bye, Junket Cantrell. And then she just gets to wait for her federal indictment trial. And no jobs on the radar. But, she made her own bed. She gets to sleep in it. All I can say, as a New Orleanian, thank goodness. No, the latest and greatest, 4 vehicles. Helena Moreno, they had a council meeting Monday, Junket Cantrell shows up and just is her belligerent self, not going to sign off on the budget, which is pretty meaningless. It's irrelevant. Everything's going to go on in spite of the mayor. But the mayor commented on the 4 cars. And her comments were just utterly ridiculous. I have a family. Depending on the event, attire, or who I may be hosting as guests, the adaptability of the fleet has been useful. Every mayor is different along with their circumstances. Always just some BS excuse to justify bad behavior. The fleet has been useful. Yeah, I guess it has been useful. I have a family. Depending on the event, attire. What does that have to do with anything? Seriously, the event or the attire has nothing to do with any of it. Like 2 Suburbans, a sedan, a 4th vehicle. Just ridiculous. It all ends in 39 short days. Thank God, huh? It will be a happy holiday season knowing that. Last week, as we were going into Thanksgiving, we hadn't heard from Junket Cantrell for a while. It's like, what a great Thanksgiving gift. What a great Thanksgiving gift. The gift that keeps giving. And MIA, missing in action, LaToya Cantrell. Monday, she reared her head and just belligerent. Ridiculous. 4 vehicles. And then just the nonsense like how long did it take LaToya Cantrell and her crew to come up with that statement? Early National Signing Day. I think Tulane landed like 16 or 17 players with all the turmoil going there. And I say turmoil, coach leaving, new coach yet to be hired, just the uncertainty. But Tulane's pretty smooth sailing. They're doing it right. LSU, Lane Kiffin, they got about 18 players, a few more expected in the next few days, maybe even today. So it's amazing just with both schools in sort of precarious coaching situations still land their recruiting classes. Mario, I was driving and I have a car. I mean, in New Orleans, honestly, you need like a small SUV at the worst. And ideally, I know why so many people drive pickup trucks and like Suburbans and Tahoes and Expeditions and Explorers and vehicles like that. The streets, I have a car, and about once a week I hit a pothole or some lip or some exposed street problem that just beats the crap out of the front end of my car.
Yeah, I used to have a Volkswagen and I hated it for that reason. Like,
I mean,
it
if you
was,
live in Scottsdale, Arizona, it'd be great.
yeah, it was so fragile. And I told you before the show,
Fragile, yep.
like, I hit a pothole and there's like an ever tiny rip in my tire.
Yeah.
I may or may not do something about it before I hit the road this weekend. But if that was my Volkswagen, it'd be over. Like, the tire would be torn up. It's bad.
No, I had a loaner car that was like an SUV and even like a lower level vehicle than my own, like a lower class of vehicle, but it was an SUV and it sat up higher and it had, long travel suspension and big rims and tires. And I'd be going down the same crappy streets in New Orleans and it just would take them so much better than my car does. So no, that kind of sucks. I was thinking, like, what can be done? Because this is sort of defeatist in a way. It's like, fix the pothole. That's your solution. But I'm trying to be realistic, not idealistic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while before a lot of potholes, like the little pinched lip thing, where the tar comes together and it puts a little rise where the seam is of the two panels of the black top. What can we do to like mark, potholes that really are bad? Like, I swear I was thinking of going to like Helm and just get like a dozen cans of spray paint, like a bright yellow color, and just all the potholes that in my area that I see, just spray like a big old X in front of it or something like that, where people would get the message quickly. Like, boy, these yellow X's mean bad pothole or pinched lip on the street or whatever.
Please do it. I'll help you buy the cans, and definitely go to St. Bernard because that's where my thing happened. It's bad over there.
For me, it's basically uptown New Orleans, Carrollton section. It's all New Orleans. Could be Lakeview, Lakefront, uptown. What other area really sucks? I mean, those really stand out. I mean, the Garden District, the streets suck. You have $5, $6, $7, $8 million homes, literally, and the streets are atrocious. It's crazy.
Yeah, that part of it's wild.
Now, what can be done to mark or have a warning for major potholes or street problems? I really wanted like a stencil, Mario, that had like, neutral ground, Corey Johnson. I could just spray the yellow paint stencil, get a little advertising out of it. But I think the city would come down on me for that. Maybe not the yellow X. No, and then there's like things that aren't even potholes, like just like sinkholes, or like that pinched lip thing I was talking about, where one panel sinks, the other stays in its spot, and you have like just a flat 2-inch thing you're nailing into. There's a lot of that. No, on Carrollton Avenue, if you're coming from uptown, you're heading towards I-10. You're in the right lane, getting on that Carrollton entrance by Xavier. Have you ever stayed in the right lane, Mario, going straight towards Tulane Avenue? Right before the dip, just beats the crap out of your car. That's been there for about 2 years straight. Memorizing it, knowing to stay away, ridiculous.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
TM-AC.com, local spots. TM-AC.com, local spots.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
New Orleans talk giant Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
I'll have the entire city of New Orleans in the palm.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM. Also from Baton Rouge to Pensacola, Florida on 600 AM and 1560.
You know, Mario, I've talked about like the things Mayor Helena Moreno, you'd like to see her do. And then any city USA, education, economy, infrastructure, low crime. But then like things unique to the city, I think like, you know, clean the city. We're filthy. Like, let's not be a filthy city. It's been that way my entire life. Let's not allow littering. And I mentioned something big like reimagining Bourbon Street because it's such a toilet. And then like planting trees because, and digging retention ponds, you know, great flood mitigation stuff there. But then we're just mentioning like, I know this sounds so minor, not so much putting like a yellow X in front of the potholes and bad streets, you know, little problems with streets, but like striping streets, simply just putting stripes for streets down and reflectors and street signs for actual streets and things of that nature. Just, I think Helena Moreno, by literally striping streets, that kind of thing, those little things add up. And I'll bring up a prime example of one. I mean, I'm hooking a right off of Poydras on the St. Charles Avenue, heading towards Old Lee Circle, Tivoli Circle. It's 2 lanes going from downtown to uptown, St. Charles Avenue. There's no stripe on the street. It's all worn out. I mean, someone from out of town has no idea if they could park on the street. Is it 2 lanes? Is it 1 lane? I mean, I'm on Claiborne Avenue. Like the white stripes, you barely can see them. It's 3 lanes across. I mean, it's sort of like, you know how to drive in New Orleans by osmosis. I mentioned just a little while ago, like I'm mentioning potholes and Carrollton Avenue. You never want to be in the right lane past the entrance to I-10 heading towards the dip. It's a major, you know, street problem. It's been there for years. Like you remember them. That's not a plus. The fact that I'm remembering streets that don't have stripes and, you know, reflective tape on the ground, reflectors, little things like that, even if the street's not repaved, will make a world of difference. And then, I mean, I almost think like, I mean, could you imagine the city if they were like, we figured out how much it costs to fill each pothole? And I'm just making up a number. It's $50 a pothole. If anyone's willing to do it for $30 a pothole, you can do it for the city. And just have a private people filling potholes all the time. And obviously they'd have to be inspected and the quality would have to be there. But my God, just simple little things like that. That's why I think the litter thing's such a big thing. If Helena Moreno would get behind it and embrace it, it could be like a legacy thing for her. Like, that's the mayor that cleaned up the city. Man, you know, New Orleans is clean now, but before it wasn't. No, people go out of town. I'm like, how's your trip to Phoenix? It was so clean. No, it wasn't so clean. We're so dirty. They're normal. They're normal. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Lebanon's Cafe's open till 9:30. You want something really good for dinner? Lamb chops, shish kebab. Yeah, like beef, chicken, lamb, or shrimp shish kebab. And a lot of great Middle Eastern sides to complement that meal. Again, they're open till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. I love that place. I'm there at least once a week, literally with a to-go order. And about 3 Sundays out of 4, about 3 Sundays a month, with my mom, my brother, my sister, enjoying Lebanon's Cafe. Who friggin' Ray? 39 days, 5 weeks from this Monday, the last day of Junket Cantrell as mayor of the city. We talked about it a little last week. Helena Moreno and the mayor got at it on Monday, at that city council meeting about the budget. LaToya Cantrell has 4 city vehicles and tried to justify it. 4 city vehicles, just beyond obnoxious. The woman just does not give a crap. Totally selfish, totally self-absorbed. The mentality of what can I get away with as mayor? Like proactively thinking that. I'm going to eat like a champ, put it on the city's dime. I'm going to drink more than I've ever drank in my life. Alcohol, put it on the city's dime. I'm going to go on trips, national and international travel. I'm going to put it on the city's dime. I need an apartment. I'll go into the Pontalba, put it on the city's dime. Like, just petty BS. Just a really pathetic human being. Just kind of worthless. Just kind of worthless. No, I mean this when I say this. I pray for LaToya Cantrell. Like, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I don't want any ill health or anything, but she is her own worst enemy. She's like self-destructive. Plus with just this belligerent attitude. And just, no, it's just, I'm going to get off of it. But 39 days, 5 weeks from Monday can't come soon enough. It's going to be a great holiday season, knowing that she's done. Don't have to deal with that just crappy attitude. Just not a good person with no leadership skills. I mean, seriously, if you had a Walgreens, would you want her being the manager? The Department of Homeland Security has launched Operation Catahoula Crunch, an immigration sweep. They hit low-lying fruit, illegals or migrant workers standing outside of do-it-yourself stores. They went to 4 of them today. The Lowe's on Elysian Fields at Florida Avenue, the Lowe's on Vets in Metairie, and a couple of Home Depots, one in LaPlace and the West Bank one in Gretna. 2 Lowe's and 2 Home Depots. And these aren't going to affect Home Depot or Lowe's business because these folks are just standing outside the do-it-yourself store. ICE is smart. This administration's smart. This is political theater. And they go after it big time. And they're smart in the sense that they're not going after Republican conservative-owned businesses like fruit and dairy farms, vegetable farms, meat, poultry, pork, chicken processing plants. Those are conservative owned. Horse racing tracks. That's a no-no. That's Blue Boy. What, buddy? It's brisk outside. You're ready to go. A little frisky walk. All right. What else? You don't want kibble tonight. You'd like steak and lobster? Yeah, I bet, buddy. See you tomorrow, Thursday, 4 o'clock. Be right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.